Still in the news for his lawsuit against the UFC, having coming off a loss against Alistair Overeem, now being booked to fight Derrick Lewis. Mark Hunt decided that he wanted to get a new chest tattoo. Recently put it up on his Instagram. Obviously, I have the picture on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. It's got three skulls with samurai helmets on, so I'd imagine it's supposed to be like dead samurais. I'm not entirely sure of what the meaning of it is. The art itself is actually pretty stunning and pretty spectacular. You can tell whoever drew the art on it is incredibly talented. But as far as what some of the fan reactions are, I think this has been something that's had some pretty funny fan reactions, so I wanted to go over it quickly. This won't be as long as a lot of the other analyses that I've had as far as how some of these fights are going to go or who I think is going to win. One of the funnier things that I had heard is someone said that it looked like an affliction tattoo or affliction shirt that was just permanently tattooed on his chest where he got the skulls. We've seen some shirts in the past where you kind of have like the skulls on the chest and all the other stuff. There's obviously talk about the Brock rivalry where they're saying who's got the worst chest tattoo, Brock Lesnar with the dick sword on his throat or Mark Hunt with the three samurais. You'd have to say that Brock Lesnar still takes the cake on that one. If Mark Hunt, after his career is over, if he gains some weight, how are the samurais going to look? There's talk maybe on his breast that if they kind of get bigger as he gets older, that it might just have like a samurai in the middle with a decent sized jaw, but then the other two have really deep underbites. So overall, I just think it's just some funny things to hear about it. Personally, I'm not a big tattoo guy. Obviously in MMA, a lot of guys have tattoos. Some of them are more simple, where it's just kind of like a basic little tribal thing. Some are small, some are big. You have a couple guys like your Tony Ferguson or your Ben Henderson when they got gigantic angel wings on their back. So, I mean, to each their own. If it makes you happy, then do it. It's obviously, it's your money. You're paying for yourself. Now, obviously, it's kind of weird for a guy like Mark Hunt, who had previously gone on the MMA Hour, talked about how he's having so much trouble paying to get food in his kid's mouth when he was dealing with the UFC and they're paying, and what they paid him. Talking about how he wanted to get some more money out of Lesnar after he failed the drug test, and here he is with fancy wristwatches on, taking pictures of what you would have to imagine are some pretty pricey tattoos. But you know, as long as he's taking care of himself, that's up to him. He's his own man. He can get a gigantic tattoo that's going to be on his body the rest of his life, and when he's older, he'll. I mean, I guess even, whether he's fat or not, the samurais will probably have an underbite when he's older anyway. So, you know, that's up to him, but pretty interesting to see. We'll obviously see it come out against the fight or when he fights Derrick Lewis, and you know that fight on its own. Obviously, when we get close to that, then I'll break it down as far as who I think is going to win. But you know, Mark Hunt is keeping himself in the news, whether it's good or bad, I guess.